What is the problem? Why do you hesitate? The grail itself is at stake. It seems a reasonable offer to me. The priest's words ring true. For her to hesitate now would be the height of hypocrisy. Even still, his path isn't wrong. His words refuse to leave her mind. Although it disgusts her, she knows she's nothing like Shiro. She wants to upend everything. That day so long ago, there must have been someone who would have drawn the sword from the stone and been a better king. There must have been someone who could have built a true utopia. The heart that loved her nation so dearly, and the young woman's doubt before she took the sword. On that day, she tried to fully and forever abandon her heart the day she drew the sword. How did she not realize this before? I can't stray from this path for all those who were left behind who laid it. To her, that is the girl who left her country. The girl named Altria before she was crowned. That was not a kingly heart. A king could only believe in themselves. To deny that would be to deny everything she gave up. What is lost cannot be returned. Her master insisted on this, even as he suffered. His pained expression alone makes her heart ache. What was it she had said? She could not start over. It was her duty as the king, so she refused over and over. What duty? To resurrect her lost nation? To select a more capable king? Or is it to wish for all the death and destruction to have never happened to begin with? No, that isn't right. That was a mistake. She was raised to be king. That is how she lived. In that there was no flaw. But if that led to ruination, why could she not accept it? She had no regrets. If she could take pride in the way she lived her life, wishing for another chance was a pointless waste. I see now, Shiro. And so his anguished cries finally reached her heart. All the tears, all the pain, even her broken heart. Salvation could come from destroying all of it. But if it was undone, what would happen to everything swept aside in the undoing? I've stolen much from many, even their very lives. All that pain and regret is mine to bear. It belongs to me. If I were to wish for a chance at something, it should be for a miracle in the here and now, not to upend the past. Each of the countless paths not taken before cannot be taken by sacrificing this one. Instead, I should forge ahead and work to fulfill what hopes have yet to come true, even to this day. If she is nationless and uncrowned now, perhaps her wish should be for herself. No. She could not make a wish like that either. She chose to take up the crown. She never suffered for that decision, not once. Even if no one ever understood or accepted her. That choice itself was her pride and joy. At the very least, she truly believed that when she drew the sword from the stone, that is her answer. Just as he found something to stand by, so too now has she. Yes. She pledged once, so long ago. Something she swore to herself. She would fight. Even if she loses everything. Even if everyone in the world hates her. I was so foolish. An oath from a king, a promise to fight against all odds. And so the king protected her country. But the country did not protect the king. And so it was. The ending may have been tragic, but if she is no longer ashamed of the path that led there, she should never have pursued that wish. She fulfilled her duty as king. It led to ruin, but she saw everything through to the end. There need be nothing else. Of course, I did not want everything. The only thing I ever wanted from the very start. I did until the very end, even if it meant losing so much along the way. I will keep this unobtainable dream deep within my heart. And it may now end. I do desire the Holy Grail, but I cannot kill Shiro. She turns her sword on her enemy. What? Do you not understand, you fool? Shiro is more important to me. And that is why my role is set. I will be his sword. I will shield him from danger. All hesitation leaves her. You are saying you do not want the Grail? If the Holy Grail will stain me, I do not want it. I have everything I want. Yes, she has everything she needs with her now. Her pride as a knight, her promise as a king, even the precious dream that young girl once held. Those words I do hear. The girl who professed that her only goal was claiming the Holy Grail now says she has no need for such a thing? Saber. I call out to her as loudly as I can between ragged breaths. My vision still hasn't cleared, but I can still make out her presence. Pain is fading. My wound, which wouldn't close, begins to heal. Is it because she's close? Can you stand, Shiro? If you can, please take my hand. Yeah, I can do that. I take her hand. Whoa. My vision returns. My head so fuzzy from blood loss rapidly regains focus. Saber, is this your... Yes, it can negate even the curse of Galebulg. Stay close to me and you will heal completely. Just press on, though. Saber turns her gaze back to the underground sanctuary. Beyond the door, the last master, Kirei Kotomine, stands at the threshold to the room. Beyond him is Lancer. I see. He looks at us strangely, as if seeing us for the first time. How dull. The disappointment in his voice is palpable. It appears the Holy Grail is mine, then. But that would be rather violent. If my wish is to be granted, it will require a completed Grail. Regretfully, I must kill you here, Shiro Emiya. I try my best to brace myself, but my body still won't listen. Even with Saber's hand in mine, it's all I can do, just to stand. I can't possibly fight, so I'll only be a burden to Saber. God, can you concern yourself with this? I'll handle it. Please just stay here. Such confidence. What say you, Lancer? Do you think it would be wise for us to flee? Lancer is silent. Of course, Kotomine doesn't actually sound at all worried. He's just making a show of it. Kotomine, before I cut you down, ask what exactly do you hope to gain? What is your wish, Overseer? In a word, entertainment. But I'm in no rush. To be honest, I have little interest in the Grail itself, but that is fine. If none prove worthy, I will take it for the sake of the world itself. You must think me a fool. You slay a master to become one yourself, but claim innocence? You intend to pursue the Holy Grail You intended to pursue the Holy Grail from the start. You jest, but it is the truth. I came to this situation by happenstance. Lance's master had to die. Outsiders are trouble. I would not want them to discover the Grail's nature, so I was forced to retire that master early. Still, it would not have been wise to make the servant at that stage. I needed a pawn to hasten the war's conclusion, so I borrowed that master's rights to Lancer. The hell? Kotomina became a master by killing Lancers. I see. Then I need no further information from you. I would, however, have you fulfill your destiny, Overseer. Where's the vessel? Where's the heart of this war? What? Did you not realize you had it to begin with? He actually gasps. The brief moment of surprise passes quickly. With a smirk, he snaps his fingers to introduce the final piece of the puzzle. What? Both Saber and Lance are tense. Heavy footsteps echo from above. I suppose it is hardly necessary any longer, but let me introduce you. This is the servant Archer. He is the heroic spirit I partnered with in the previous Holy Grail War. The golden figure makes his appearance. Gilgamesh, King of Heroes. The atmosphere shifts. After making his sudden appearance, Gilgamesh crosses the sanctuary grounds to stand beside Kotomina. So, what are your plans now, Kotomina? Are we settling the score with these worms here? This is rather an underwhelming venue. Please do not say that. This did not conform to my expectations either. Forgive me. Allow me to address all your complaints later. Alright, as long as you understand. But do something about this primitive, would you? If he continues to fix his ugly little gaze on me, I may be forced to kill him. Primitive? Dude, you're from like... And when does the Epic of Gilgamesh take place? Like 4000 BC or something? Something crazy like that? The hell is this Kotomina? That guy's your servant? Ah, yes. I have not explained everything to you. He is my servant from the previous war. We had a mutual understanding at its conclusion. As he felt following me was acceptable and I prepared suitable sustenance for him to remain, we have been content to continue our cooperation. So that's why you kept that disgust in the room. And why didn't you tell me about this? What would have been the point? Did you want to partner with him for your tasks? Hell no, I'd rather die than work with him. And now there are 3 of them. Lancer by the stairs, Gilgamesh in the center of the sanctuary. We can't beat them all. Gilgamesh is too much for us on his own, but we can't escape with the Lancer around either. Kotomina, you said you didn't know about him. Well, it's simple. He lied. Please, I am a priest. I do not... Okay, he does not lie. Never mind. Did he do like one of those things where he like didn't technically lie? Where he's like, hey, do you know who this guy's master is? And he was like, I don't know. I haven't seen that person. Or huh? You're lying. You said you couldn't ignore a servant from the previous war. Well, I guess if he was working with him, he wasn't ignoring him. Correct. I was, in fact, surprised at the time as well. I had intended for Archer to remain here, but he still went out to do battle with you. Should you have been the one to investigate Archer, you would have discovered all this. As such, I was forced to make plans. So you see, I did not lie. God damn it. Plundered right into the enemy's stronghold because I trusted his word! Then you are Archer's master. Correct. It feels like a renewal of the war from 10 years ago, yes? I was obviously unable to witness the final moments after Kiritsugu defeated me. This shall be the second and final time I face you. Answer me. How and why does Archer remain? What caused the fire? And how are you alive after Kiritsugu defeated you? Saber's voice drips with venom. These questions must have been weighing on her for a while now. She must also want clarity about what she left behind 10 years ago, and the disaster that followed. There should be no question. 10 years ago, the Grail was incomplete, yet filled with power it was within reach. So I touched it. You and Kiritsugu proved too strong, and I wished for a diversion to separate the both of you. What ensued shocked even me. Wait. That means... you caused the fire with the Grail? Perhaps. Had I been someone else, the Grail may still have done the same, or at least something similar. That is in its nature. It is called the Omnipotent Chalice, but only blood, darkness, and curses fill it. Did you not witness that as well? What emerged when you destroyed the vessel bathed Archer in its darkness? Perhaps he would not have become lost in this world had you not destroyed the Grail. Cease your drivel. The Grail is a wish-granting vessel. It grants the wishes of the one who to possess it, so you must have wished for that fire. Oh, is it like a monkey paws type situation? I only wished for what resulted. I had no such designs on the process by which it happened. I merely desired that everyone be gone from that place. You, on the other hand, seem to be lacking in imagination. Grant wishes, certainly. But how will a wish be granted? Did you expect the world to change instantly? I do not know what the original Holy Grail might have been, but this one is merely concentrated power. It is incapable of calculations or corrections. It is simply a power source. Think of it like a weapon. If the one who possesses it wishes for riches, it will kill all around them, thus granting its possessor their riches, their wish. Do you understand? It is a defective vessel that can only grant wishes through destruction. So it is like a monkey's paw situation. Dang. Oh, that's not what was promised. Grail is supposed to grant any wish to the one who possesses it. And so it does. The Grail's methodology, though, is brutally practical, I dare say. Sometimes, for one to live, another must die. Such equivalent exchange can be found all over the world. A miracle would require a means by which to make itself possible, and as we all know, one of the laws of thermodynamics is that matter can neither be created nor destroyed, therefore there must always be the equivalent exchange, as I outlined earlier. We are magicians here, but we cannot break the laws of thermodynamics. Let's not be ridiculous now. A wish does not come true if one is concerned about things like equity. To enact such a paradigm shift would require the sacking of that which is lesser, an alteration via the most efficient method. I can only imagine what Saber must feel. If what Carmina says is true, this is not the Grail she wanted. It's merely power to fuel the possessor's wish. It grants its owner's wish at the cost of everything else. So that is the true face of this supposedly omnipotent power. Then the Grail. It is a tainted vessel that destroys all but its bearer. You will understand once you lay eyes on it. It is truly a curse given form. And that is a delight to my ears. To touch the Holy Grail is a dream for a man of the cloth such as myself. But this Grail would kill everything and everyone. To hold such power in my hands would be a dream come true. The priest laughs. This time it's not for show. He laughs in pure delight. It makes me realize this is a man entirely without humanity. More than anyone else, he absolutely cannot get the Grail. Farewell, then. See to this garbage. Lancer killed a boy, Archer defeats Saber. The priest turns on his heel and descends the stairs. All that remains are me, who can barely move from my injuries, Cotmini's 2 servants, and Saber, standing ready to guard me, glaring at our enemies. Hey, Lancer, you know what would be actually a more worthy battle for you to participate in? Saber and you versus Gilgamesh, yeah? Hey. A tense moment passes. We need to beat Gilgamesh and Lancer if we're going to have any hope of getting back to the surface. But I don't care about defeating them. If we could regroup somehow, maybe, but... Shiro. Saber's voice is quiet, but her eyes never leave the enemy. I know I'm asking much of you, but stay by my side at all costs. She grips my hand firmly in her own. I can tell she's ready to go at any moment. Alright, I'll do my best to follow you, so don't worry about me. I nod back. I can barely walk. We both understand just how bad this is. But Saber's telling me she'll do everything she can to get me through this. What can I do but agree? I have full confidence in you. Her voice is quiet but firm. Now! At that moment, she lets go of my hand to charge ahead. Both shadows react to her in an instant. What? Saber and I are struck dumb. What just happened? Lancer jerks his spear off course away from me, and straight for Gilgamesh, who bats the attacker aside with the longsword as if he'd expected it. Miss, my bad. Your accuracy certainly leaves something to be desired. Both men withdraw, unhurried and unconcerned. Let me remind you, the mongrel is yours, Saber is mine to deal with, right? My bad, but I don't really care anymore. He didn't give the order with the command spell, so he can choke for all I care. As he says this, Lancer turns to face Gilgamesh, almost as if protecting us. What? Lancer, you? If you're gonna say something stupid, save your breath. This isn't me helping you. I'm just sticking out to my own code. Lancer levels his spear at Gilgamesh. His intent is clear. He actually does mean to let us go. Honestly, I've had it up to here with him anyway. I'm not doing what he says anymore. I'm cutting Kotomine off right here. Oh, you're breaking your contract with him. So you're willing to be eliminated here and now, even with the girl in reach. I'm nothing like you. I can give less of a shit about having a second life or whatever. No hero with a dime would care that much of such a thing. We've got no attachments to this world. Heroes really only care about promises left unfulfilled. Not that I expect a greedy jackass like you to understand that. Is that so? One who experienced such a radiant end must speak thusly. And I suppose this betrayal is owed to a hero's pride as well. You certainly chose a difficult code to live up to, Lancer. The air behind Gilgamesh warps. Weapons appear out of nowhere in the space behind him. Lancer, he possesses the originals of noble phantasms. He is the king of heroes, a man whose story is the oldest ever recorded. Even you cannot defeat him. Damn, a guy who destroyed his own country to do whatever the hell he wanted. No wonder he's so full of it. Lancer, there's no time for bravado. Oh, shut it, you ain't the boss of me. Me defending you here isn't the same as me siding with you. And this is why I can't stand you chivalrous types. In his own way, Lance is urging Saber to run. Saber hangs her head for a moment. Then farewell. I will return the favor if I can. Taking my hand, she makes for the stairs. Oh darn, it seems I let them go. Gilgamesh just watches us, making no move to follow. Seems Kotomina hasn't inspired much loyalty in his servants. It wasn't Saber yours? Frankly, the command I was given did not suit me. Had you not done as you have here, I might have done so in your stead. What? I'm much rather they would have had Gilgamesh teaming up with us against Lance than Lance teaming up with us against Gilgamesh. Oh well. So those two are just fighting each other for the fun at this point. That's okay. We make it up the stairs. Saber must still be worried about how I'm doing, as we don't move very fast. The pain, on the other hand, doesn't much care how slow we're moving, as it doesn't dull in the slightest. The rising tension and sense of impending violence grows. What's that? You wanted to let Saber go? Of course, I had no intention of killing her. She's mine. However, I suppose I can't wait idly if I want the girl. I need but one more servant to die for a complete ritual. A multitude of swords appears in the darkened basement. The Golden Knight smirks. This was why he was ready for Lancer's surprise attack. Lancer wasn't the only one planning to turn on his would-be ally. Well shit, so you planned this from the get-go? Did you not hear me? We are, I suppose, of like mind in this situation. I offer my acknowledgement, Tulane. You have scripted the most pleasant of circumstances. The two come together. We make it out just before I see the initial volley. I stop. I make it out of the church, but my body tells me it's reached its limit. Okay, so we just need to kill Kotomine before. Well, actually, I mean, if Lancer dies to Gilgamesh down there in the basement, then that just leaves Saber as the only servant left in this war. So maybe we could do. I know we just went over the whole thing of like, you know, the Grail is not going to is a monkey paw sort of situation, but like, you know, we could end the whole war by like getting the Grail, right? And then you just wish for something insubstantial, right? Be like, I wish that I had a quarter, and then like, you know, there's only so much bad that can happen to get a quarter delivered to you. And what's it gonna be like? Oh, I wished for a quarter to get in my possession, then like, boom, someone like shoots one at you, and you're dead. I don't know. Kotomine probably deserves to die though. Sure, let us rest here. Your body will not last like this. Yeah. Not that I'm causing you so much trouble. I lean away from Saber's shoulders and sit on the grass. My chest wound is still there. It stopped bleeding, but there's still a gaping hole in my chest. I feel sick. The pain might be gone, but I've still got a hole right through me. Just looking at it makes me sick to my stomach. More than that, I can't believe I'm still alive. Shiro, please show me a wound. Oh, okay. Please excuse me. It may hurt a bit, but please bear with me. Saber's fingers trail over my chest. And then, I don't know what she's thinking, but Saber places her hand on my chest and lets it sink into my body. That's not how surgery works, Saber. I know you're from like a different time before modern medicine was invented, but that's not how that works. It's like Temple of Doom nonsense. My entire body jerks and bucks in response. Saber's hand is relentless, moving around inside me. Idiot! What are you doing? She's touching my organs with her bare hands. How could that not be blindingly painful? It should hurt, but... There's absolutely no pain. Huh. How about that? In fact, ever Saber touches, it feels like the pain is fading. I'm done, Shiro. I've replenished the sheath's magical energy. Your wound should heal in half a day. She draws her hand from my chest, looking relieved. Sheath? I have no idea what she's talking about. Saber, what do you mean by sheath? You mentioned it before, but... Are you talking about your sheath? Saber's sheath. Yes, the Excalibur's sheath. Invisible air isn't her sheath. Legendary sheath of Excalibur is a noble phantasm that makes its possessor immortal. But she doesn't have it. King Arthur died in the Battle of Comlin because that sheath was lost. So there's no way Saber has Excalibur's sheath right now. Yes, my sheath is inside your body. Not realizing that until last night is my failure. Oh, is that why I was the only survivor of the fire? Is that why I was in so much better shape than anyone else? That kind of makes sense. If I had it all the way back then. Inside me? That sounds kind of absurd. I feel like I would have noticed a whole sheath inside my body. Do you really think so? It's actually quite simple, really. You summoned me. It's foolish to think you were able to do that by sheer coincidence. To summon a heroic spirit, one must possess a symbol of that has some connection to that heroic spirit. As you have no knowledge of being master nor any experience as a mage, you must have had some sort of connection to me. That is where my sheath, the lost sheath of Excalibur, comes in. Well, that might be true, but why is something like that inside me? I expect that was Katsuga's doing. In the previous war, Katsuga and Mia summoned me using Excalibur's sheath as a catalyst. As the sheath is a noble phantasm that heals the possessor's wounds, Katsuga must have determined it would be advantageous to hold on to it rather than return it to me. I'm already able to heal myself, which makes it difficult to kill me. Allowing the master, who is more vulnerable to hold the sheath, would increase his chances of winning the war. So my old man survived the war pretty much the same way as I've been surviving? Most likely, yes. And when the war was over, and I disappeared, Katsuga was wandering through the fire ruins and found a dying child. He did not have any healing powers, and it was probably too late anyway. And so, he saw only one method to save the child. My hand goes to my chest. On that day 10 years ago, I accepted death as I was looking up at the sky. My whole body was burned. Maybe I really was little more than cinders. So when Katsuga found a kid that was barely alive, he had to rely on the one thing he had with him. The sacred sword's sheath, said to protect the possessor's life. By implanting the sheath in me, he saved a child who was on the verge of death. So you're saying... Yes, it has been disassembled and lacks its original shape, but your body does contain the sheath. That is the source of your healing abilities. But I almost died when Lancer stabbed me at school, and... That's right. Someone saved me then. By the time I came to, there was nobody there, but just a piece of rock. lying next to me. I felt that it was really important, so I brought it home with me. I wonder if it's still there. As before you and I formed a contract. The sheath is my noble phantasm. Until I manifested and infused it with magical energy, it would not function as a noble phantasm. Until you formed a contract with me, you do not have the power of immortality. So now that I have... Am I actually just functionally immortal now? Like, not just, like, healed really good, but actually, like, I'm still gonna be alive in, like, 300 years? As long as it has even a little magical energy within it, it may be able to protect the possessor's life. But it would be weak. To save a human being on the verge of death, it must have been necessary to integrate this sheath into your body. I see. Sorry, Saber? I feel bad for using your sheath for myself. What are you talking about? You're my master. It's quite natural for you to use what is mine. Oh, cute Saber face. Besides, I was happy when I learned the truth. Even though I could not save anyone from that disaster, my sheath still saved your life. Her smile is so bright I can't help but look away. Shiro, does your wound hurt? No, that's not it. It's fine. Just don't worry about it. You did nothing wrong. I cover my blushing face and fall silent. This is so embarrassing. Not speaking means no pain, but this is really awkward. I'm not sure how much time passed. Just as I start to calm down, Saber speaks quietly. Kiritsugu was correct. So he did not betray me. Her voice is heavy with regret. Saber? I should never have sought the Holy Grail. No, I never needed the Holy Grail from the beginning. Kiritsugu must have realized that. It sounds more like a confession. Saber's making an apology to someone she can't apologize to. Not anymore. She reflects on herself as a way of saying goodbye to the feelings she held for so long. Even if she doesn't say it in so many words, I understand just by being beside her. Atreus sought the Holy Grail. A lonely king who had no choice but to believe that without the Holy Grail she could not avoid ruin. If only. She'd wished to redo everything from the moment she drew the sword from the stone. Saber, that's... I knew all along. I knew I could not just redo everything. I knew that, but I kept lying to myself. But that ends here. The long battle can now really... Thank you, Shiro. With your help, I now know the path I must take. Yes, the Holy Grail and I are just dreams that should not exist. But still, she mumbles out wanting to be forgiven. She should never have wished for what she did. And all that time, she'd never been able to fulfill it. The weakness was only a fleeting dream. How should I feel right now? What she says is beautiful. Her decision is dignified and proud, just like her. She takes pride in her past now and accepts the end that awaits her. And now Saber has... She's decided to follow the promise she made until the very end. She doesn't even need to tell me what that means. She will never waver again. She's more beautiful than ever. In the dark of that night, in the moment I met her under the moonlight and admired her appearance, I loved her from the very beginning. Then, regardless of what awaits ahead, there's only one thing to be done. Saber, let's destroy the Holy Grail. I cut away any lingering attachment. I banish my selfishness and say what has to be done. Yes, I knew to come to that conclusion, Master. Saber nods reassuringly. I can't smile back at her right now. I'm trying my best to suppress my feelings for her and convince myself that this is the right thing to do. I'm sure that someday I'll be proud she trusted me with this decision. I stand up. Now that's settled, we can't just rest here forever. We know what must be done, and our enemy is clear. No more detours. Today, we put an end to this battle.